Hello, disc golf enthusiasts from around the world, and welcome back to MDG Media, the one-stop shop for all things European disc golf. We are continuing here at the festival. This is round 3 back 9 FPO chase card coverage, and it's a big moment. We have 9 holes separating our field from the cut, the ever scary cut here at the majors. Everyone, of course, hoping to play their 4th round. We have new pin placements here for rounds 3 and 4 on a couple of the holes. It's an exciting day. I'm Connor Wood, and with me, Mr. Andrew Gum.
So happy to be here with you, as always. This is the grandest stage in our sport, and it's coming down to the crunch time here. Back 9, a moving day. Everyone jockeying for position. Everybody enjoying the festival vibes. It's so great out here. The weather's been perfect, and everything is organized to perfection.
And we see 5 names tied first. Crazy tight up at the top. 9 under is the score to beat right now. So many players still in contention to not only win this tournament, but to find their way onto the podium. And that's what we love to see here at the major. Drama until the very end. Our chase card kicks it off.
Yes, hole 10, par 4. You want to hit the gap off the tee. That's pretty close with those 2 tight trees. You got the Mando up on the left. Really, you don't need a ton of distance on this one. You just want to make sure you put it in play, hit that gap first of all. Yeah, and then second shot, you'll again go pretty straight. Might move just gently right to left at the very end of it. And yeah, pretty soft par 4, I would say. If you hit that, get off the tee clean, you know, the up and down isn't too difficult.
Certainly one of the friendlier holes from 10 to 12. All 3 of those holes playing under par for the FPO field. Hole 10 specifically, more than half of the field, Andrew, finding the birdie at 52%. Wow. So it really is attackable, particularly now with a lot of experience on the hole. Players are getting dialed on their disc shot, their disc selection, their shot shape, and of course the execution. We see Valerie bleed out just a little bit left there and pays the price on a hole that has a fairly generous available fairway and landing zone. Unfortunate penalty stroke for her there. Silva, much more pure line down the middle, only a late finish to the left.
Yeah. Kaidi up next. Pierces through the gap. Overturns it a little bit. That's going to test the OB on the right side. And it does indeed find that OB. So Val missed it left. Kaidi missed it right. Just when I was saying it was kind of one of the easier holes. I guess it can definitely bite you as well. But look at this. Up and down. Nearly hitting the pole. Or maybe it did kiss the koozie there a little bit.
And Keiti had a real roller coaster of a front 9 if you saw it there. Bit of difficulties, particularly on the putting green. We look to see her correct now. But when you're at that point in your round that you're not comfortable even from within circle 1, those extra meters, the difference between a 5 and an 8 or 9 meter putt can be pretty big. So she's going to be looking to park some shots, get comfortable. Keiti, solid shot there, leaving her at that 8 to 9 meter range. Valerie now off her left side out of bounds to save the par. Wants to get this close, but a lot of distance left, both from her position and on the remaining putt. That is a tall order from that early left out of bounds.
Still an opportunity. Deep C2 look. Silva from the standstill. She's got 1 tree to beat. There's also that lamp pole. She gets around it all. Fading nicely. And checks up there in C1. Excellent approach. Val having a go. Oh, it looked good. Had a nice pace. Dropping in gently right there near the basket.
She's had a solid putting performance so far in this round. Kaidi inversely. And that one looked so aligned, looked like it had a good chance, but was just shy in the final moment. We go to Keiti.
Skips off the top of the basket, and that's going to be a long comebacker now. Connection. Well done to get back for the par. 2 under for the round. Still at that 9 mark. Silva looking to move to 10 under. And she does it. think is the outright leader at the moment. First to double digits. Unfortunate bogey there for Valerie and Kaidi as well. Yep, moving on to hole 11. This is a par 5, 235 meters, 770 plus feet. Got a pretty low ceiling off the tee. OB lines this left side and right side. The structure can sometimes save you if you bounce off it. We saw the bank shot in previous ground coverage from Ella. But ideally, you're going to want to just get it straight down the pipe there and not have to play around with any of that OB. After that, just continue progressing up the fairway. Does move a little bit from left to right. And we're actually going to play to an alternate pin position for this moving day. And final round, it's off on the right side. So yeah, you're going to have to try to keep moving left to right there at the end for the approach. Silva off to a good start, right down the pipe.
Keiti now playing to the left side with a hyzer release. She needs turn, and she needs it quickly. That tree could be argued saved her from out of bounds. We may have seen that kick you mentioned, Andrew, off the building, but you can't rely on it, let's say. Valerie, similar shape intended as by Keiti, but that one using more of the available fairway and width, sneaks through, trickles through even on the right side. Hopefully past the required corner should give her an open swing. Kaidi, a lot of late stability on this shot, but it will certainly play just fine. A little bit scary, but she's up there. She'll have a good look to the straight open clearing after the tunnel.
It's a pretty good position, really. I mean, didn't gain a ton of distance, but Keiti's pretty far back here and very lucky to be in bounds, as you said. I haven't really seen anybody over here so short and out of position, but she does a great second shot to recover. Puts herself up there in the fairway.
Silva in a really nice spot now. That straight tee shot gives her all the room to fly one out. A beautiful full flex here. She threw what would be even potentially an eagle chance on the old basket. She's going to have to still do some work to the new pin placement.
Yeah, it's a little bit further and definitely more shape required as it needs to move from left to right. A little bit tougher than in the opening days.
And I like that as we get to rounds 3 and 4, the pressure ramps up, the difficulty of the course ramps up, and of course with the cut, so does the average level of the field playing that more difficult course. It's exactly what we like to see when the best players in the world collide. Keiti just shaping a left to right shot. She gets a cut roll back to the left, but she's chipping away. And you can see just how differently this approach shot plays for the new basket. There's so much more in the way. There's a ton of more distance. Given that left to right shape of the dogleg fairway, you really want to get as far right as possible on your second and even third shot just to compensate for this new position. Plays as a totally different hole.
Yeah, the basket's much more guarded by these trees, as you can see. It's quite out in the open there in the first rounds.
And I would be interested to know if players practiced both pin positions equally leading up to the tournament. They're expecting to play in the first 2 rounds the A pins that I would guess were practiced and they're more familiar, they're more comfortable, particularly with 2 tournament rounds. It's a new feeling and maybe shots that they don't have as many reps on as previous positions. That forces them to be creative, play in the moment.
Certainly. Silva here in the moment, putting herself right next to the basket. Very well done. Just dissected that hole.
Kaidi, a long stab with the high hyzer putt. A little bit of float there, keeps it close despite the miss. We go to Valerie to bounce back.
Yes, another highlight putt from Valerie. This one from C2, moving her to 4 down. Back to that 9 down mark after the bogey on the last hole. I really like what we're seeing from her. She got a very well-rounded game.
And another low putt for Kaidi. Continues to plague her there on the green. She's giving herself chances for birdies, for pars. It's just that final bit of focus and effort to get that disc into the chains. Her last obstacle, and I think for this round alone, she's looking at +7. I think she could be honestly under par just with a higher percentage of C1 putts, Andrew.
Yeah, it's kind of melted down on the green for her today, unfortunately.
We see here hole 12, par 4, 175 meters. Players will be throwing into this more generous than last year, but still could be considered a narrow fairway strip of inbounds. A good shot will land somewhere here around this little plateau. They will then contend with another slightly uphill approach shot and another plateau here. You want to get over it and up into this green. The tee shot really allows for a pure hyzer, but getting a little bit of extra distance will make that upshot easier on you. And best case scenario, you can avoid the low ceiling of those trees lining the left side of the landing zone. We see Silva now, currently solo first. This one is in danger, and she knows it.
She was trying to flip it up, but just way too much hyzer on that one. Maybe even nose up slightly, but yeah, not what you're hoping for off the tee here, that's for sure. That's testing that left side as well. There's going to be some trees in her way, but it's safe. Keiti putting a good move on this one. I like the shape. Carries the OB on the right side for a little while and gets right back to the center of the fairway. Very well done.
Kaidi can let out a bit of frustration here. She straddles the line. She did not like it out of her hand. Thought she had overturned it to OB. Really an unforgivable mistake here on the tee shot to go right OB, but she sneaks back, straddling the line to safety.
Too close for comfort, but she's safe, luckily.
So we proceed now to the upshots.
That one works. Left to right at the end. She'll be in circle 2. Kaidi comes up a little short. Maybe deep C2 or just outside of it. Keiti, standstill game, so good. So much nice to reach back. That one a little bit low, I guess.
Surprised to see a standstill there, considering you do want that distance. Short and left is a super common landing zone. And as a result there, she has the birdie chance slip through her fingers. We go to Silva now. Another long look. So many times we've seen this framed on MDG. Silva looking at a basket.
Yeah. Highlight machine unfortunately doesn't get one here. That's about 5.5 meters left. Oh, good bid from Valerie. Deep there.
She's looked very solid from both circle 1 and circle 2 today.
She's definitely got game. Comebacker is good.
Now some short cleanups here. Hole 12, the last of this slightly more forgiving stretch of holes averaging under par. We will proceed soon to a stretch of 5 or even 6 holes, Andrew, all playing over par here in this final day. Pedal to the metal. They're going to need to make it happen.
There we see that leaderboard. Ella Hansen shredded the course today, setting the course record.
Hey guys, quick pause. A lot of people are involved in this project. Our goal is to grow the sport and share it with as many people as possible. So if you want to support us, subscribe to the channel, like and comment the videos if you like them, and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. It seems small, but it really helps us keep creating free content on YouTube. Enjoy the video.
Moving on to hole 13, par 3, 125 meters or 410 feet. You got OB all along the right side and left as well. Pretty much every hole on this course has OB. But this is quite a pump. This is one that if you get up there for a birdie luck, you're happy. It can also be one of the more exposed part of the courses to the wind, but we've been quite lucky to have really great conditions this whole weekend so far. Just some slight gusts here and there and gentle breeze. Doesn't really affect too much. But we did see Silva overturn this one yesterday. Let's see if she can make the correction here.
Certainly having arm speed and distance is an advantage here on 13. Silva not known for her distance, so has to rely on something a little bit more understable than some of the further throwers to get that distance in play. We see the correction from her now, circled to, I'd say anything nearing that boulder you see center frame is a putt for birdie.
Yeah, very good angle control and speed there from Silva. Valerie's got a good arm. This one's leaking left and catches that late tree, but stays in bounds. Just a little early on the fade. Keiti putting a good move on this one. I like this a lot. If it can come back right now. And yep, she's just right there next to that rock. Circle 2 look for the birdie. I think you're happy with that.
And she made a very similar putt in the previous round if you joined us there. Kaidi, similar looking shot to Keiti's, a touch lower, but we see it playing a bit with the wind, elevating up and down, also right near that rock.
Very good shot for the Estonians, both. Valerie from under the tree. Solid approach.
Silva, another long look.
Oh.
So close. She's very consistent in her misses. It's very rare you see a complete air ball left or right. If she does miss, it's normally some form of metal, as we see there. We go to Keiti, looking to replicate her round 2 result here on 13. Doesn't quite connect. But still, she's looking at tied 4th right now. Right in between lead and chase cards going into the next round, at least with her current standings.
Yeah, Kaidi gives it a bid, but it was low and left. Good par there. Solid putt. It's looking like a par frame here. If we can get these cleanups done.
Keiti not going to the floppy putt. Does go to the straddle spin putt. Puts that one in. 2 under for her round. A string of pars now here on the back 9. But as I mentioned, all of these holes playing over par from here to 18. So certainly not a bad score. And ultimately, string together a couple of pars. That's 1-2 strokes on the field statistically. However, might not be at the very top of the field. That is a full field average. And for chase and lead card, it's a different standard.
Indeed.
We move hole 14. We don't have a drone flight for you here, but we have some camera angles. Par 4, 178 meters. You have a straight shot initially that then gives you this view you see here, going slightly uphill. OB lining the left and right the entire way. The basket very well guarded, especially late by those big trees. There's also OB long of the green. You can see the entrance you need to find there to access the green. This is most commonly played with a backhand hyzer, and then either a forehand or backhand, depending on how left or right you end off the tee shot. What's critical here is a straight piercing shot with as much distance as you can find. Ending to the left is a slight bonus, but anywhere right there near Silva's shot is a good place to be.
Valerie up next. Hitting it pretty clean. Getting some skip and slide up into a prime landing spot. Well done.
Keiti still hunting that back 9 birdie. This one has a good height, a good hyzer finish. As long as she's pumped it forwards far enough, She should be well positioned, and she is.
Yep.
We see that sunlight right there is the sweet spot.
A little much turn on this perhaps, but if it can come back in time, it'll be quite huge. It does come back nicely, hits the tree, and pretty decent spot there.
I'd say both Kaidi and Silva out on that right side are going to be playing a straight to left ending shot, whereas the others have more of a straight or even rightwards ending shot. We see this fairway splitting the approach strategies between this card. Silva not getting all the way up there. It is very tricky from here. Just there's a slight upslope. There's, of course, always the ceiling of the branches. You need to be so tight on all the angles, the second shot here, to be successful, that it's just a very demanding hole to find the birdie.
Valerie from the standstill, working it nicely. Didn't quite see it finish. Just short of that tree there.
Keiti has the full hyzer here, trying to pump it up around the corner. She also ends short. Both Keiti and Valerie. Similar landing zone from a similar tee shot.
Does require a fair bit of distance on this one. I think the only one we've seen go long was Ella, right? That's pretty decent approach.
And it's interesting, it's only 178 meters. It does play uphill, particularly on the second shot, but it's more, I think, about the shape of the initial tee shot. You can't really bite off too much because it's an awkward left bend that if you go too straight, you find OB. If you hyzer out too much, you find OB. It's a very precise line you need to hit for good progress, and the second shots, even from a good position, have 90 or 100 meters up the hill, it feels like.
Chip up there from Keiti. Lots of proud Estonians out here. Lots of fans from all over the world, actually. I've been meeting people coming from very long distances away, including as far away as New Zealand and Montana and everywhere else. So it's definitely a festival vibe, and there's a really, really glorious gallery out there of wonderful people enjoying disc golf.
Kaidi able to make that putt, but probably not enjoying the green right now. It's a little bit shaky. It continues to be shaky. And she is a player who we've historically seen, particularly on this channel, be strong on the putting green. Whether it's a mental or physical block for her right now, unclear, but there is only one option. Keep playing the best disc golf you can. Forge ahead.
Sounds like a plan. Keiti and Valerie still at that 9 down mark. Silva at 11. Kaidi kind of playing herself out of the equation. Moving on to hole 15, par 4, 165 meters or 540 feet. You got an island green, and yeah, there's quite a skunky little pond here that you don't want to end up in. First off of the tee, I guess you move a little bit right to left. You got to contend with a low ceiling. There are quite a few trees there in the midsection of the fairway, and then once you get up to this green, you can see it's a very pretty one, really beautiful hole, and pretty technical. Silva does what you need to do, putting herself in the middle of the fairway. She'll be able to have a go at the island from there, most certainly. Prime position. Valerie on the right side of the fairway.
That's a pump, Andrew. That thing had some speed. It was low to the ground, but very, very forwards, pushing the entire flight.
She has a lot of power. Yeah.
Keiti pushing the ceiling, gets punished. I think she'll almost be forced to lay that one up there. It's a very difficult ask to get over the water from that one. Kaidi as well makes a similar mistake. She gets the read from Keiti, but unfortunately, they are matching each other. The two Estonians here on this chase card, throw for throw. You can see even the camera angle not having to change at all. They're throwing the same shot off the tee. A very similar shot now on the second.
Yeah, forced to lay up after not getting the progression needed off the tee.
And it's still Keiti now. Interesting. And this looks
Oh,
great. She
splitting
splits
the
it.
trees.
You'd love to see it. We've mentioned it previously, and we always bring it up, but going long on this pin is absolutely the best way to play it. Short is danger. Try to run it. The green is pretty forgiving. Long, just like Valerie
Yep.
and Keiti did there.
Prime examples. Silva from a standstill, a little low. Or no, it's great, actually. Perfect. Excuse me. Fantastic shot there from Silva. I always just get a little bit scared with that banner wall, but she had plenty of lift on that. Plenty of power and height, and brilliant. Brilliant from Kaidi. Coming in with the hyzer angle, crashing it right next to the basket and staying pretty close.
She looks so comfortable on the throwing. It's tough to see struggles on the putting, as we see from Valerie there. An opportunity passes by to get to 10 under. We go now to Keiti for the par. Great snag. Silva, the birdie. And just like
Yes.
that, she is 12 under now, pushing the pace. 5 under for the round. Currently second, Andrew. That says something. Someone's pushing up there to first. We'll get a look at the end now, but a couple holes left here for Chase Card. Try to secure their positions moving into the final day.
Yeah, Silva doing work on this back nine. 3 out of the 6 birdies. Marching right along, trying to get her first major win. It's been a big goal of hers for some time. Yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
We proceed to hole 16, par 3, 95-meter tunnel shot. This is, from a glance, a fairly simple shot, but it comes with a few requirements. You have to hit this gap, you have to get under the ceiling, and you have to have enough flight on the disc under the ceiling to get all the way. Because it's an elevated basket, runs from distance can leave you another long putt. It can be pretty scary. The wind was beginning to gust in the afternoon a little bit, but nothing which will prevent players from giving this one a bid here. But one of the more exposed greens to the wind, just by the nature of where it is, to the left of the green from that drone angle, is the Baltic Sea. Some winds coming off there right down that tunnel. Silva, historically, has not done well on this hole.
Not this year anyway. And again, leaving it low, cut rolling out. Looks like it's out of birdie range. Even her long range. I mean, of course, it's possible to chuck it in, but not likely. Valerie, left side. See if Keiti can get it done. A little high. Oh, bad kick, right. That's out of bounds. Big mistake there from Keiti. See if Kaidi can get on track here. It hasn't been her best day. She struggled a fair bit, particularly on the green. This tee shot looks good, and she'll have an opportunity for birdie. That'll go a long way to make her feel good, even if it's not a great score.
Keiti to continue the par train will have to make that putt. Valerie from the left side, shaping the Anheuser forehand, really nicely done. Solid angle control, the putter preventing any sort of cut roll there with the low speed disc. Silva, huge jump putt approach, nicely done on the layup, stress free for her as well.
Keiti with a big putt here to save the bogey. And she drills it. What a great putt that was. Home crowd strongly approves. That showed a lot of will there. It was deep, deep on the circle's edge. 9 meters at least, and to the elevated basket. Not easy at all, but great one there. Pars for the rest of the folks. Hole 17 is a par 3, 94 meters, way uphill, and a very tight tunnel shot. Double Mando again. Gotta get clean through there. You really don't want to kick off any of these trees because, again, there's OB all about, and it'll punish you. If you can get it up here and get a skip and slide to get a birdie look, that's ideal. But you're pretty happy with a par in most cases on this one, averaging pretty far over par. So take what you can get.
Hole 17, almost mirroring the other tunnel shot earlier on the course, but uphill instead of downhill. We see a nice piercing shot by Silva. Has done really well. Anything near that horizontal walking path, splitting the fairway, is a great spot to be. Ideally, you just avoid any sort of tree kick. Something pure, even if it's a bit short or rarely even a bit long, you're okay with it. You're in the fairway, you're comfortable. You just want to avoid a huge kick.
Yeah, Valerie did pretty well. Silva, all 3 rounds in a row, has creamed this gap. She birdied it on day 1. She missed it from a shorter distance on day 2. And Kaidi pumps it way up there. Fantastic drive. Let's hope she can connect for birdie there. Keiti with another high tee shot. Another tree kick, but this time she stays in bounds.
Able to play the hyzer entrance into the green now. Look at that. Flirts with it the whole way. Comes back late on edge. Fantastic distance control as well. Playing that low to the ground, it's very common to see someone be short or long, given how much difference just a few centimeters in height can make, and she did it very well, as does Valerie. Silva for the birdie to get to 13 under. Cha-ching.
Corner pocket. 6 down for the round. 13 under. Tied for the lead with Kristen Lott, who has been out there shredding it up, putting on a show for the crowd. And she's been followed by a ton of people this morning. It was a huge gallery.
Not to gloss over Kaidi's birdie there, her first on the back 9 as well, recovering from a tough stretch of holes. Snags 17, has hopefully a good feeling going into this final 18. 130-meter par 3. This is a downhill island hole. Players will most likely be throwing a hyzer into the green. They need to manage their width, they need to manage their speed, and ideally use a little bit of height to control the ground play as well. Shots that come in really straight or significantly nose down can often skip a lot on this super short manicured grass. Shout out additionally to the groundskeeper, who I saw last night at around 10 mowing the fairways of 1 and 18. Really great commitment to maintaining the grass even between tournament rounds. Impressive stuff here.
Absolutely stunning property. Solid tee shot there as well. Onto that beautiful playing surface.
Kaidi to finish strong. That one does find its way inbounds, but will be a tall order for any sort of birdie. Valerie has a read now a little bit on any potential wind conditions. This one has a lot more width. I like it a lot. The height and speed look amazing as well. Crashes into bullseye, skips to just outside circle's edge.
Keiti busting a nice move on this one. Getting the turn, the full flight with the fade back. And right there on the green. Very nice shot. Kaidi. Looked like she's giving it a go. I like that. Maybe letting out some frustration. The round didn't go her way and trying to steal one back here at the end.
For sure, and I think in her situation, not much to lose. For Silva, a lot to gain. That one over the top.
That would have been for the outright lead going into moving day, or to the final day. Making big moves today. Up the leaderboard. She'll have to now come back to keep a tie for the lead with Kristen. With this putt here. Pretty routine usually from this distance, but it's left short. Nubs.
And worth noting, Andrew, this would be tied for the lead with Kristen, while chase card is on 18. Kaidi as well, not making the putt. The lead card was only on 16 at this point, so Although they would have been tied with that putt, Kristen still some holes to play remaining. And just like that, hole 18 beats up our chase card just a little bit. Valerie, however, sneaks out with the birdie. Keiti with the par. Round 3 is complete as we prepare for the cut.
So you came in tied for second, but you were on the top of the chase card. Do you have any preference to be on chase or lead card in these kind of big situations?
Not really, but of course it's nice to play in lead card tomorrow when it's final day.
You'll be right in the hunt with Kristen to take down your first major. What would it mean to you to do that?
It would be amazing, and it's one of my goals to win major.
All right, well, good luck with that tomorrow, and thank you for joining us as always.
We see the standings. Kristen led at 15 under for round 3. Silva Saarinen at 12 under. Ella Hansen, Valerie Mandujano at 10. Our chase card on MDG, Missy Gannon, Holland Henley, Cadence Burge, Keiti, Tätte. Amazing stuff here, Andrew. The excitement is palpable, and we're ready for that 4th and final round.
That's going to be a ton of fun. Really exciting card to get to follow for the chase on the final day at the European Disc Golf Festival. I can't wait to see you all there. Do what you can to help support us. Thank you for everything you have done. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Adios, amigos.